Welcome to Options Play. My name is Tony Zhang. I run the product strategy team here. And in today's video, we're going to be showing you how to use our new revolutionary platform Options Play to generate income using options. Income strategies is the single most popular strategy amongst options traders to generate income on equities and stocks in your current portfolio for covered calls or selling puts for stocks that you want to own in your portfolio. In today's video, we'll show you how to utilize our platform to quickly identify the right starting points for covered calls and short puts. And this video is for both beginners. If you're just learning how to use these types of strategies, Options Play will help educate and help point you in the right direction on where to start. And for those of you that are already selling covered calls and short puts on your portfolio, you'll see how Options Play will save you a lot of time and help you gain consistency for these types of strategies. Before we get started, you should always set up a watch list with the stocks that you already own in your portfolio or the stocks that you want to own for those of you that are selling short puts. This platform is designed so that you don't have to spend a lot of time using the chains every single time you want to sell a covered call, scanning for the right expirations and strike prices. Options Play will actually point you to that right starting point depending on your personal preferences. In order to utilize Options Play for income strategies, click on the Income tab here on the upper right-hand corner. Before you start utilizing covered calls and short puts for your portfolio, you should click on the Income Settings button here on the lower right-hand corner. This allows you to select your own personal preferences for both time frame and risk tolerance. Covered calls and short puts is not a one-size-fits-all strategy. We each have our own personal preferences, so it's important for you to utilize these tools to help point you in the right direction based on your portfolio. We allow you to select your own time frame, short, medium, and long term, depending on how active or how inactive you are with your trading. Personally, because I'm fairly active, I tend to choose short-term options to sell. And when it comes to risk tolerance for covered calls, I like to seek optimal risk tolerance because I'm looking for a nice balance between risk and reward. And I can also set calls and puts independently of each other. So when I'm selling puts, I like to get a little bit more aggressive with my risk tolerance. Since I'm trying to get a little bit more yield when I'm selling puts, I choose an aggressive risk tolerance here. So make sure that you select the correct risk tolerance and time frame for your personal needs before you get started with these types of strategies. Once you save this as default, all the strategies that Options Play will present to you for both covered calls and short puts will be driven based on your own personal preferences. So once you type in any symbol, Options Play will help try to find you the covered call and short put based on the settings that we just created. So here's an example of Intel, which is currently trading at 47.65. If I'm looking to sell covered calls here, I would click on yes for owning shares of Intel. You can enter the number of shares that you currently own, and it will present to you what the ideal starting point for covered calls is. So for those of you that are new to options trading or new to covered calls, this is so that you don't have to spend the time searching through these types of pages, looking for the expiration, looking for the strike prices. It's already pointing you to the right expiration and strike price based on those personal preferences. And for those of you that are already doing this, this is going to save you a lot of time from having to scroll through pages and pages of these types of chains in order to find the right starting point. Once this tells me that the ideal starting point here is selling the February 23rd $50 calls on a stock that's trading at $47.65, which is about $2.50 out of the money, it provides me with the underlying analytics so that I can decide, is there enough yield on this covered call? Intel currently pays a roughly 2.5% dividend, and this covered call gives me a 9.4% annualized return on top of that, which brings my total annualized yield between the dividend and the covered call to roughly 12%. So this is certainly a very attractive covered call to take a look at because I'm increasing my yield from about 2.5% to almost 12% by adding this covered call to my Intel position. So based on those analytics, this is certainly a trade that I would consider taking a look at. For those of you that are beginners, you should take a look at the plain English tab here at the very bottom. That spells out the trade for you in plain English so that you can better understand these strategies. Once you've decided that this is a covered call that you'd like to trade, one of the great things that we've done with the integrations with your platform is clicking on the trade button will bring up the trade ticket. Before you click on submit for this order, you should take a look at the strategy checklist. This is where we're checking for a few things. So if you're a beginner, this is where you want to start so you understand your strategies. If you're already trading these types of cover calls, this is designed to make sure that you have all your bases covered before you submit a trade for execution. Once you're ready to place the trade, click on the submit button and it will pre-fill the ticket for you with the correct number of contracts, and all you have to do is select the order type and click on verify for this trade for execution. For those of you that are selling puts as an alternative to owning the stock or as an alternative to buying the stock at the current price, click on the no button here in the very upper right hand corner for whether or not you own shares of Intel, and it will provide you with the optimal starting point for a short put. So Intel's trading at 47.65. This is telling me to look at the February 23rd 46 puts. This will break down the trade again for me with the annualized return here of about 17%, which certainly looks quite attractive here. Breaks down the trade for me for plain English for those of you that are brand new to this type of strategy. And once you're ready to place the trade, click on the trade button, and again, provides you with the same strategy checklist that's for short puts. Analyze this, decide if this is the trade that you want to make. Once you're ready for that, click on the submit order, and that will again pre-fill your ticket for you so that you can have this ready for execution. And for those of you that do want to make modifications, so if let's say you want to change the expiration, you want to change the strike price, you can always click on the options grid. This will provide you with the predefined screen of different options that are available so that you don't have to search through the full chains. But if you want to, you can always click on the modify button, which will allow you to bring up all the expirations and all the strike prices for you to choose from if you want to do so. This is simply a quick video to give you an overview of how to utilize options play for income strategies. We'll be doing a full webinar in the future on how to utilize this platform and some of the best practices when it comes to options trading strategies for income. But this will give you a quick snapshot of how to utilize our platform so that you can get up and running very quickly. If you have any questions about any of the terminology in our platform, make sure you click on the guide button, and that will allow you to hover your mouse over any specific flag, and it will explain the terminology for each individual module. I hope you guys have found this video useful. This will be one of many videos that we'll be doing. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon.